All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Gwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. All right, in this particular video, I want to touch on some breaking news. All right, Israel just hit Iran. Now, Iran, October 1st, shot 181 missiles over there at Israel and hit things too. In response, Israel said that they were going to attack Iran before the elections and they were going to shock the world. Well, this attack just took place. All right. Israel hit Iran. All right, we see prophecy jumping off of the page. And the United States stands strongly with Israel despite any action that Israel takes. Let's not forget that Israel also struck a Russian air base. This is what the news was saying. Israel struck a Russian air base because they believed that Russia was using that air base to smuggle weapons to Iran's proxy groups. I believe the Houthis, which is one of Iran's proxy groups. You got the Houthis, you got Hezbollah, and you got Hamas. That are three proxy groups of Iran. And they believe that they were using that air base to smuggle weapons to them. So they struck it, letting the world know that they are even willing to hit Russian assets if they have to stop, a threat towards them, So you have that. And what is America's stance? That they stand with them, despite all the actions that they're taking. All right, you see? Now, Russia had something to say about that. Now, we have, once again, prophecy jumping off of the page. We got the least of the flock drawing them out. Drawing them out where? To the battle. The least of the flock is Amalek. Those small hats over there, the Israelis. All right? Drawing them out. Who's the them? America. To what? The battle, World War III. And we see it brewing over there right now. They say America is about to be dragged into this thing, man. And Russia is about to get involved with it, so forth and so on. And we also have Ezekiel 38, Russia being the guard to Iran. All right, these little nations. And one of them being Iran. Russia's playing the guard to them by giving them weapons. All right. If America used to put embargoes, not an embargo. What are they? Trump used to do it all the time. Sanctions. They put sanctions on Iran, and then Russia came out and did whatever it could do to render the sanctions that the U.S. put on Iran, rendering it useless. All right. And also we had Putin coming out and telling Israel that it better not. Because this is after October 1st when Iran shot over 181 missiles over there to Israel. Putin came out and said what? That Israel, you better not hit their nuclear sites. And guess what? Israel did not hit their nuclear sites. So we got Russia being the guard unto them. Right. This is Ezekiel 38. And let's start at 1 and we read to prove the point. It says, "And the word of the Lord, Yahweh, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them." Now, Gog is what? This is talking about Russia right here when it says that. It says, "And say, thus saith the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw." So America is going to put the spirit on them Russians to turn back and start hating America again. And we see that happening right now. All right. So it's just like, for an example real quick, it's like you fishing. When you put that bait on there and that fish hits that bait and gets hooked, he tries to flee. He's going the opposite way. And what do? You draw it back. You pull it back. And then what? Them hooks that's in his jaw, it turns it back to you. The Lord said he's going to put hooks in Russia's jaw and turn them back. Turn them back to what? that old Soviet Union spirit of hating America, right? And I will bring thee forth and all thine armies, horses and horsemen. Ancient wars or old wars used to be fought on what? Horseback. To now they're not. They fought with tanks and missiles being shot, jets, so forth and so on. All of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields. All of them handling swords, their weaponry. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them. All of them with shields and helmets. Now, Persia is talking about Iran, because Persia changed its name into Iran in 1935. Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, he came out and said, what? The ye mighty men of Persia. Talking about the Iranians. Because don't forget, the Medo-Persian Empire, they was moving with force. All right? Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya. And it's funny because all three of these nations right here, all three of these countries are allies with Russia. Slovakia. Gotta keep my head on a swivel. As a matter of fact, let's prove that. Slovakia. Libya, Russia relations. All right. Russia also regards Libya as one of its strongest allies in the Arab world and has supported stabilization of the country following the aftermath of the Libyan civil war. So just proving that Libya is an ally to Russia, right? We see that. Ethiopia and Russia. Ethiopia and the Soviet Union established diplomatic relationships or relations on April 21st, 1943. All right. And they both have embassies in each other's capitals. All right. When you go down, Ethiopia is not U.S. ally, but, just proving. I had something up here before. But yeah, I just got that to prove what? That they're allies. And also BRICS. Iran joined BRICS. So Iran has a strong relationship with Russia as well. And we see Russia playing a guard to them. As a matter of fact, I got it right here. Russia supplied Iran with weapons. And right here it says, who provides Iran with weapons? It says the main arms and WMDs, weapons of mass destruction, related technology suppliers to Iran remains, who's first? Russia, China, and North Korea. But Russia, all right? Russia still playing that guard, you heard? Don't forget, playing a guard to North Korea as well. Because I remember when Trump was in office, he wanted to just take North Korea out. You heard what he said, that if they keep fucking around and try to make nukes, that they're going to be met with what? Fire. Frankly, fire. And, they kept on doing what they was doing. But guess what? China said if America was to attack North Korea, then they was going to get involved. And China is backed by Russia also. So Russia still had North Korea's back, being a guard to what? Them little war nations. All right. It says Russia, Iran, Yemen. Russia supplied targeting data to Houthis, which is Iran's proxy group, through Iran's IRGC. Now, you have Russia now, and this was what? October 25th. This was a couple days. This was a day ago. This was published. All right. Now you have Russia, news coming out saying that Russia is giving targeting information, data to show them locations that they can hit. They're giving data to Iran's proxy groups, the Houthis. Russia provided targeting data to members of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC, who were embedded with the Houthis in Yemen to help attack Western ships See, so he's actually now Russia's using the proxy groups as a proxy group as well, using them as a proxy, the Houthis and stuff. All right. Because don't forget, Russia site was attacked. The air base was attacked by Israel because they believed that they were smuggling weapons for the Houthis there in Yemen. So there you go. The Houthis in Yemen to help attack Western ships in the Red Sea with missiles and drones earlier in 2004, the Wall Street Journal reported on October 24th. So, just proving that, man, that Russia is being a guard to these little nations, man. All right. He says in Libya, Ethiopia, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, they're allies with Russia. With them, all of them with shields and helmets, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company, that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia is doing this. Prophecy is jumping off of the page, and I hope those articles that I went through, shows that. Helps show that. All right. Now this attack that just happened over there in Iran. All right. We see World War III brewing, and America came out and said what? That they stand with Iran. What Israel is doing. They believe that they're defending themselves. That's what our U.S. is saying, that they're defending themselves, man. But eventually, guess what's going to happen? Iran is going to be the U.S. is going to be drug into this war. The least of the flock, right, shall draw them out. This is NBC News live updates. Israel say it has completed strike on targets in Iran. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken recently finished a whirlwind trip to Israel and Saudi Arabia, where he attempted to get Hamas and Israel to agree a ceasefire and claimed spiraling tension, which Israel already came out and said that there is going to be no ceasefire. This is a straight war. And guess who stands with them? America. Once again, I'm going to keep on reiterating it. The least of the flock is drawing them out. All right. This is what to know. Israel confirmed that it had launched precise strikes on military targets in Iran early Saturday, local time. The Israel Defense Force said the strikes were in response to months of continuous attacks from Iran on October 1st, which they shot. You see it right here. Iran launched nearly 200 ballistic missiles at Israel. I heard it was 181. First 180, then 181. Now I'm seeing it's 200. All right, you see that? They're going to active war over there. See, scriptures, Matthew 24, I believe 6, says there should be wars and rumors of wars. We see actual wars going on. Prophecy jumping off of the page. And rumors of war. You have North Korea. They want to take over South Korea. They said if they find another drone over there that's in their land from South Korea, they're going to invade South Korea. South Korea is an ally of America, so America would have to get involved with that. That's a rumor of war. Now you got China wanting to take over Taiwan. Taiwan is what? An ally to America. If they do that, America has to come in the aid of Taiwan. They have to back Taiwan up because Taiwan is an ally. See, that's a rumor of war. China says what? If that happens, if they march on Taiwan, they have to simultaneously do a cyber attack to cripple America's response to trying to come over there. So they're going to do a massive cyber attack to stop the military from coming to the aid of Taiwan. Not just that, we have America headlines saying that America is going to be drugged into World War III. America's getting drugged into World War III, and we know that's going to happen. So we got wars and rumors of wars. We got prophecy jumping off of the page. The initial strikes appear limited to military sites. And continuing, the initial strikes appear limited to military sites, not Iranian nuclear facilities. Because don't forget, Russia's playing the guard. Russia told them, don't do that. Or oil fields, sources say. At 11 p.m. Eastern Time, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, said it completed its strikes and its missiles and its mission was fulfilled. Its aircraft hit missile manufacturing facilities as well as surface-to-air missile arrays, the IDF says. While the U.S. was given a heads up about the strikes, it was not involved in the actions, U.S. defense officials say. Well, when Iran shot over nearly 200 missiles over there to Israel, America helped Israel defend itself against the bombardment. Once again, eventually they're going to be drawn out into the battle, man. They're going to be drug into this thing, man. It says, the U.S., while the U.S. was given a heads up about the strikes, it was not involved in the actions, U.S. defense officials say. A senior administration official said tonight's strike should be the end of the direct military exchange between Israel and Iran. And nope, it's not, because Iran already said, when you hit us, after they shot the missiles, they was like, well, were you going to hit us back? If you hit us back, we're going to hit you right back. So we could have an attack from Iran to Israel today. So keep your eyes on that. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken finished a whirlwind, I just read this, whirlwind trip to Israel and Saudi Arabia, where he attempted to get Hamas and Israel to agree a ceasefire and calm spiraling tensions that have raised fears of a region-wide war. Uh-oh. You see that? So, hey, there we have it. So, with no further ado, let's hop into this video. I'm gonna let this video play. I might pause and
for a lot of parents,
Salakia. I might pause it and give some commentary, but I really don't like doing that too much, because I know I have the spirit.
After nearly 200 years of
Salakia. I have a spirit to go off on tangents, ramble a little bit. So anyway, with no further ado, I'm about to play this. Salakia.
Possibly a calm wait and see what Iran's going to do. The strike may be over.
Gotti, I don't have the answers for you. I wish I did. I can't tell you whether or not there's going to be an escalation. The only thing I can point to is what happened back in April, where we saw that there was some sort of attack by the Israelis that allowed for everybody to have some sort of diplomatic way of saying that they were climbing down. This is so early in this maneuver that we don't actually know exactly where this is going to lead. The fact is that the Iranians have Hezbollah here in Lebanon. They have the Houthis in Yemen. As I said, they have all of these different groups throughout the entire region. The question is going to become whether or not they become activated, but already they have been set back so much by relentless Israeli attack.
All right, you guys. Let me know, drop a 5x5 if you can hear me and see me okay. What we are watching is live footage coming out right now as we are hearing that Israel is striking Iran. The retaliatory strikes are taking place at this moment. They are hitting the military facilities. So this is a live feed coming out. And also I've got some other live feeds, and it is all over X right now. We're hearing Israel Defense has confirmed the start of the offensive operation. This message came out, you can see 39 minutes ago, and we're just getting tons of footage pouring in of the attacks that are taking place. Both the headquarters and the barracks of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps have reportedly been targeted by Israeli strikes on the Iranian capital of Tehran. So this is starting to pour in. There's video footage, massive explosions in Iran's Ministry of Defense site in Tehran. And the updates are starting to pour in of attacks that are being hit. Now, there's not a whole lot of information coming in. Here's a look at the live feed that's pouring in from BBC News. Israel launches airstrikes on Iran. And let me go ahead and take a look here, make sure everyone's hearing me okay. Yes, okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this. These feeds coming in, so let's see here. 1832, breaking news, multiple explosions heard in Tehran state media. We're getting reports of multiple explosions that are heard in the Iranian capital, according to the country's state media. Stick with us for more updates. IDF says it is conducting precise strikes on military targets for Iran, 183500. So Israel saying these are the attacks. Israel has the right and duty to respond, IDF says. Israel's military says that, like every other sovereign country in the world, the state of Israel has the right and the duty to respond due to the regime in Iran and its proxies in the region relentlessly attacking Israel since October 7, 2023. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are fully mobile, the military says. We will do whatever is necessary to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel, it added. 184700. Watch, Israeli military announces strikes on Iran. Watch Israeli Defense Force IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari read out a statement announcing the strikes against Iran in a video, which you can watch below.
In response to months of continuous attacks from the regime in Iran against the state of Israel, right now, the Israel Defense Forces is conducting precise strikes on military targets in Iran. The regime in Iran and its proxies in the region have been relentlessly attacking Israel since October 7th on 7 fronts, including direct attacks from Iranian soil. Like every other sovereign country in the world, the state of Israel has the right and the duty to respond. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are fully mobilized. We will do whatever necessary to defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
Guys, we're looking for gamers. If you don't know this, gaming is a
Salaka.
$300+ billion industry right now.
To defend the state of Israel and the people of Israel.
So there you have it, you guys. Now, 5,200 loud explosions in Iran could be from Iran's air defense system. State TV says Iranian intelligence officials told State TV that the sound of loud explosions could be from a activation from Iran's air defense systems, according to Reuters news agency citing State TV. 1902. Israel strikes in response to Iran's ballistic missile attack, White House says. The White House says it understands that Israel is conducting the strikes in Iran as an exercise of self-defense. We understand that Israel is conducting targeted strikes against military targets in Iran as an exercise of self-defense and in response to Iran's ballistic missile attack against Israel on October 1st, a National Security Council spokesperson tells the BBC U.S. news partner CBS. 1913. Unclear what sites have been hit. We're still waiting for more information about what sites in Iran have been struck. So far, Israel has only said it is conducting strikes on military targets. Iran state TV says operations are continuing as normal as Tehran's 2 airports, according to the AFP news agency. So this is the BBC breaking news feed, and I'm going to share with you some video footage. Now, here's something that came out 41 minutes ago, breaking live news, so that way you can see it coming out from Fox News, and then we will jump back to the live feeds coming out, so that way you can see what's happening right now. But here's a summary, a recap of what's taking place, so that way you can see it for yourself.
We do understand at this hour it is a fluid and developing story. It appears at this moment that the Israeli attack against Iran is ongoing. I spoke this evening with a senior official who gave us some context into the days leading up to this highly anticipated Israeli strike against Iranian territory. This strike, according to this senior official, was meant to send a message of deterrence to the Iranian regime, and there was communication with the Americans beforehand as the region waits to see what will come next. But again, the latest information that we have, multiple explosions have been reported in and around the Iranian capital of Tehran, as well as in the northern part of Iran. We don't know the exact targets, but I am told that some of the targets were taken taken off the list following American pressure. There have been a lot of conversations taking place with top Israeli leadership here in Tel Aviv and in Jerusalem, talking with their counterparts in Washington to determine how to deter the Iranians but not drag the region into a broader war. Now, one other important note here. An Israeli official tells me the expectation is that following the strikes tonight against Iran, there will be some sort of response. Of course, they don't know what that response will look like, but Israeli air defense remains on high alert across this country.
Right, because Iran is going to attack back. They locking ass over there. They're in full-fledged war. You see that Israeli Defense Force, one of them, I guess you can call them a captain or whatever. The dude came out, you saw it. He says that their military might or whatever is fully deployed, and I'm loosely quoting what he said. But their military and they're fully deployed. They're giving it all they got. And don't forget, Iran said, yeah, when you hit us, we're going to hit you straight back. So, hey, keep your eyes on that. So, yeah. So they right. They said that a response is going to happen. And let's not forget, the least of the flock shall draw them out. So this is going to keep on escalating. All right? As a matter of fact, let me see. Oh, I had a precept. I probably exited on accident. But let's continue.
But Israeli air defense remains on high alert across this country. There is an
Salakia, I'm driving, so if I sound a little distracted, Salakia.
Understanding that Iran has the ability to target Israel with a variety of ballistic missiles, as they did earlier this month when they launched 180 of them toward this country. And so Israel's top defense systems, including the Arrow 2 and 3 systems, do remain on alert to be able to protect some of the more sensitive targets across this country. Jason?
Trey, let's go back to what really led to this, because there was anticipated going to be some response by the Israelis. Is this purely a missile attack? Are there fighter jets over Iranian space at this time? Do you know the details of how this attack is taking place?
I don't want to get into the details, just given how sensitive the information is and the fact that it's unfolding as we speak. But we have a lot of information. I've been talking with officials this evening and throughout the week in anticipation of this strike taking place. Remember, as we reported the past several weeks, this was not a question of if Israel would respond, but rather when and where. 180 ballistic missiles were fired by the Iranians, and everyone from top army generals to Israel's defense minister Yoav Gallant to the country's prime minister Benjamin Netanyahu made very clear that the Iranian attack against Israel was the regime in Tehran crossing a red line. The deterrence had been flipped, and the Israelis wanted to restore that deterrence. And that is part of what they are doing with these strikes tonight against Iran, I am told. And again, we don't know exactly how widespread the strikes will be, and we don't know the exact targets, but we do know there has been communication with the Americans. Of course, there was the story of this leak earlier in the week, and a real concern that the American leak could have damaged the Israeli preparations. I'm told that that did not affect the Israeli timeline to ultimately strike Iran, but it is, of course, of concern to Israeli officials as they continue to communicate with their American counterparts about the escalating tension across the region. Jason?
Trey, to what degree is the United States of America partnering with Israel on this attack? Is it a support mechanism? Are there U.S. assets being deployed? Is there technology? Do we have any idea of what the U.S. involvement might be in this attack that's going on right now tonight?
Listen up. I don't know what he's going to say, but
yeah, so I asked a senior official this very question tonight, and the extent at which they would describe the coordination was simply communication with the Americans. There's an understanding that they don't want to send a message that the United States is directly involved in any of these attacks, despite the fact that behind the scenes they may be sharing things like intelligence. And we do know, of course, that the Americans have helped the Israelis to prepare for possible Iranian retaliation to the strikes that are currently taking place, Jason, as we speak. Remember earlier in the week, and it really all sort of blends together for the officials here who are continuing to fight a war, not just on the ground inside Gaza.
So you got to understand something. When two nations are going to war and they saying, no, they're not going to retaliate. No, there's not. No, they're not going to stop attacking each other. No, they do not want a ceasefire. They're going to war with each other. The allies have to get involved eventually if the war keeps going on. America is an ally to who? Israel. America's going to be dragged in to this thing, man. Just keep your eye on it.
Against Iranian proxies like Hamas and Islamic Jihad, but also against Iran's largest proxy in the region, Hezbollah, in southern Lebanon. And the Americans deployed the THAAD anti-ballistic missile system to Israel. And there are less than 10 of these systems deployed around the world. So the fact that one was sent to Israel with American boots on the ground to make sure the system was manned and working was an indication that the Americans understood, like the Israelis, that Iran would likely respond in some capacity to this count.
That's America taking part in the war. Giving them, I believe, a THAAD system is a missile, missile. It's a missile defense system. Slovakia. That's America being involved in the war, man. Hey, keep your eyes on this, man. But if you want to look at more of this video, you have the title right here on your screen. It says live Israel attacking Iran breaking news, and this is from Steve Rand. You know, I'm subscribed to a bunch of heathens and people who's all they do was watch the news. So as soon as something happened, boom, they on it. You know. But anyway, hope it was edifying. Hope you can take something from this. And with that, I'm gonna say shalom.